Hi, hello, this is my new video and I will continue the Quran series with this video starting from Baqara surah to 220 and let's start. And upon this life and the hereafter they ask about the orphans. Say, bringing them up as righteous persons is the best you can do for them. If you mix their property with yours, you shall treat them as family members. God knows the right God knows the righteous and the wicked. Had God willed, he could have imposed harsher rules upon you. God is Almighty, most wise. And do not marry idolatrous races unless they believe. A believing woman is better than idolatrous unbeliever. And even if you like her, nor shall you give your daughters in marriage to idolatrous men, unless they believe. So I think it depends on the traditions at that time. Give your daughter, so at that time maybe that it requires permission of the parents, or they really care the recommendation of parents. They still care the recommendation of parents though. A believing man is better than an idolater, even if you like him. He is invited to hell, while God invites to paradise and forgiveness as he wills. He clarifies his revelations for the people that they may take heed. So here they here the do not marry idol worshippers, but we should know that like what is really believing and do they really believe in religion, because it probably will cause controversial things in the life. So the things that you so because if you are married with someone, probably you have to live with that person and you will spend most of time with that person. So there should be overlapping interests. If she is interested in sinful events and sinful activities, so how you will say I'm not interested in, how you will isolate yourself from her, and how isolating with yourself with her will affect your relationship, and it will bring you possibly suffer and sorrow, I guess, and then eventually you will not feel very good. You will feel you were pressured and you're not yourself, and whether you will believe in God, you will not believe in God, or the other person will believe in God. But anyway, this is not the most important thing, I guess. So some people, I mean, you can there must be a way um, to find something between you and her, and then so that that kind of relationship might work. And God knows things better. And but yeah, that's indeed important. Like the most importantly, most people incline to, in some cultures, they incline to describe themselves as Muslim or believer, but in fact they're not believers. They don't fit the description in Quran, and this is worse. So if they claim that they're believing God but they don't follow the rules, and they're not believers too. So and anyway, so these are my opinions about this topic. And they ask you about menstruation. Say it's harmful, you shall avoid sexual intercourse with the woman during menstruation. Do not approach them until they are rid of it. Once they are rid of it, you may have intercourse with them in the manner designed by God. God loves the repenters, and he loves those who are clean. Your women are the bearers of your seed, thus you may enjoy this privilege however you like, so as long as you may in righteousness. You shall observe God and know that you will meet him, and give good news to the believers. Do not subject God's name to your causal swearing, that you may appear righteous, pious, or to attain credibility among the people. God is hearer, God is knower. So this is interesting, indeed interesting verse. So some people use God's name. I swear God that I'm telling you the truth. So this is like it's like you are claiming that you got a revelation from God. So for example, if I say here that if I try to add some verses, add some rules, then and I say like I'm swearing God is true, and then this is not wrong. So it means I'm acting like I'm the God. This is worse. This is like I'm claiming myself as God. So, as I said before in the in this verse, so some people act like believer to increase their credibility, Um, Indeed, in marriage, they say like they didn't commit any sin, but I think that is that is cultural. In some cultures, there's no such thing because being religious doesn't mean anything. They don't claim to be that religious to prove that they're a good person. Anyway, this is indeed important, and you shouldn't use God. You shouldn't trick people with the God's name. This is wrong. And they do bad things and they say like I did it for God or something. This is indeed wrong. God doesn't hold you responsible for the mere utterance of the oaths. He holds you responsible for your innermost intentions. God is forgiver, clement. So, and innermost intentions are most important because God can measure it. So, God also says that God can judge our inside, not like our behavior, not like results of the behavior. Results of the behavior is something, but the most important thing is what we intend to do and whether we approach things and whether we committed things according to God's law. And here it mentions the laws of divorce. Those who intend to divorce their wives shall wait 4 months. If they change their minds and reconcile, then God is forgiver, merciful. So it is a quite a waiting time, right? It's like a 4 months, and the reason is to stop people thinking about it, and so they shouldn't act furiously. They should decide things with rational mind, and the waiting period will make them remember. Also, they will think about whether the relationship is good or not for them. And it's not good the divorce rate is high and then people are keep changing their wives. This is not something good for the society. Why? Because first of all, it is waste of time. And second of all, waste of emotions. And every divorce must be some sort of trauma as well because you will be separated someone who claimed to that you love and you planned your life, and then you divorce is not something wanted, and your life, your pattern will change after the divorce. So that's indeed not easy thing to do. If they go through with the divorce, then God is hearer nowhere. But God still says you can divorce if the relationship is unbearable for you, if you think well about it. And anyway, the divorced woman shall wait 3 menstruations. It's not lawful them to conceal what God creates in their wombs. If they believe in God and the last day, the husband's wishes shall supersede the wife's wishes, if he wants to remarry her. The woman have rights as well as obligations equitably. Thus the man's wishes prevail. God is almighty, most wise. And this is also important verse. So and mentioned the same thing. And the thing that mentioned the remarrying the woman. So here, and another thing that they avoid is the child feature because